It's December 16, 2015. The Stanford Cardinal are your men's Division I national champions, and the Penn State Nittany Lions did not allow a goal to win the women's Division I title, and their coach, Erica Walsh, is the NSCAA D1 Coach of the Year. We'll take a look at their magical run and bring you all the NSCAA Coach of the Year winners for every level of college soccer and even high school. It's the NSCAA Coach of the Year show next, right here on NSCAA.com. What a smile on the head coach of the legendary Bob Reasso as he watches Pfeiffer University win the NCAA Division II National Championship on a rainy night in Pensacola. An outstanding team led by the nation's leading goal scorer as well. They went 25-0 to win the D2 championship. Remember, Bob Reasso spent 29 years at Rutgers, and how about that? In Reasso, we trust. You see the tears there of his wife, Michelle, and his daughter, Danielle. What a run for Pfeiffer, and of course, he is on the list for your NCAA Division II Regional Coaches of the Year. Steve Whittleson, in his 8th season, actually played collegiately for Reasso at Rutgers in 94 to 96. Jason Carlson, in his 3rd season, team received their first NCAA tournament bid. Andreas Lindberg, 2nd consecutive year being named the East Region Coach of the Year. Tony Taco, 18-2-3. They lost in the D2 semifinals. Brian McMahon, 17-2-1 this year. Frank Kohlenstein, what a job he's done at the School of Mines. Know Frank well. And, of course, Josh Pittman. They went 10-2-4 in Pittman's first season as DSU's head coach. But is there any doubt who's going to win the NSCAA D2 Coach of the Year? 25-0 is Q. That's so cool as well. Look at Bob Reasso with the sunglasses. And speaking of cool, he is here in our studios. And Bob, delighted to be with you. Thanks for being with us.
How are you?
What a magical year. Are you kidding me? 25-0 at any level of soccer, even Pee-wee soccer. What a season.
Well, you never actually dream of going undefeated. You always want to win a championship, but going undefeated is just something you never expect, and very thankful for.
Big-time players as well. You're number 10, you're number 9. One guy scored 32 goals. Yeah. Tell us about those players and your entire team.
Well, Nathan Regis is the leading scorer on every level in collegiate soccer. He had 32 goals, fabulous kid, great goal scorer. Martin Galvo had 9 goals and 20 assists. Just, again, a wonderful player. But we're very, very lucky. We have a very talented team all around, and they're a joy to coach and a good kid. So.
Well, I love the smile on your face. I love seeing that smile as well, because you talk about normally you're kind of intense, but what an incredible career, though. 29 years at Rutgers, including with the beloved Alexi Lalas. You went to the 1990 National Championship game, lost in penalty kicks to UCLA. Talk about those 29 years at Rutgers.
Great experience, great players. Players make coaches. It's not the other way around. And, you know, we had Alexi and Lino DeQualo and Steve Rammel on that group. We also had, you know, there was the Peter Vermes era, too, in '87 when they were playing Tyler Isaacson, John Mitchell. Just great guys all the way through my whole career at Rutgers, so it's been a lot of fun. So
let's do that flashback as well. Take a look at this picture here. Back in the early 90s, of course, Alexi Lalas would go on to win the Player of the Year award as well. I love this shot here. Tell us who's in that picture.
Well, you've got Chris Beach on the right-hand side. He's now the head of the ER at Northwest General in Chicago. Great kid. Alexi looking very good with the long hair. Davey Mueller, my other captain there, an engineer now. It's a great team. You know, we had already beaten UCLA during the regular season. Ziggy was the coach for UCLA. Heartbreaking loss, but you know that's part of our game. You know, the ups and the downs. So.
Boy, that UCLA team had so many great names.
Yeah.
Like Brad Friedel.
We had beaten him in the regular season,
Chris
though.
Henderson,
so
that's right, you
we
did.
had beaten him at our place in the regular season. And in those days, you played Saturday and Sunday, which was crazy. And then we played 4 15-minute overtimes on Sunday, and they still couldn't separate it. It was separated on penalty kicks. So it was a tough day, but a good day in memory.
So talk about your journey. 29 years at Rutgers. You don't even look like you're 29 years old, by the way. You look great, Bob. And
I appreciate it.
You went up to Maine. How did you end up at Pfeiffer here in North Carolina?
Well, I was an AD up in Maine. I had actually brought Jeff Kettler, a dear friend of mine, up to be my soccer coach, and he, he'd coach at UMass, Lafayette, and and Richmond. And when I got up there, he was the head coach. I brought him in, and I missed it so much. I said, Jeff, can I be your assistant coach? So I could tell that I still missed it. And then Mike Miller, the president at Pfeiffer, where I played, called me up one day and said, would you like to be our AD and vice president? I said, I'd like to be that, but if I could coach again, I think I'd come back. And they finally worked out a package, and here I am.
So where is Pfeiffer College? Tell us all about it.
We're a small school, a small university in Meisenheimer, North Carolina. We're about 45 minutes from Charlotte, but it's an unbelievable community. It's a place where everybody knows your name, everybody cares about you. It's a great place to go to school, a great community, and for me, it was nice coming home because I played there.
What about the raw emotion of your wife, Michelle, and your daughter, Danielle, that we saw right before we came on here on this segment?
Well, Michelle was sitting in the stands when we lost on penalty kicks to UCLA, and she's been at so many games. And my daughter, she was a soccer player herself, so they know what you go through. They know the heartbreak of defeat and the joy of victory. And, I know they were sobbing. I think they were sobbing for joy, but they were sobbing when I walked up to them. And of course, I started crying too, so it was a wonderful moment. So
you spent some time with Anson Dorrance before we started this show. You guys have been on some trips as well, and longtime NSCAA members. Talk about the family of the NSCAA.
Well, it's just a great fraternity. Anson I've known for years. I told him I stole a couple things. Our wives and I we were on a trip together in Germany and England together, and I stole some things I still use from him now. And just great coaches, great people. The NSCAA is, we know it's the largest coaching organization, but it connects us all, from the youth coaches all the way to the professional coaches. And it's a joy. Baltimore will be a ball this year to go back and see everybody. I love it. So.
Well, we know you actually can't be there on Friday for the awards ceremony, so your son is going to represent you. Is that right?
That's right. I have to fly in San Antonio because I'm an AD and I have to vote. So my son is going to pick up my Coach of the Year award, which will be great. He coached me this year. He had a couple concussions, so we shut him down. But he's going to come back and get his master's in leadership. He wants to be a coach, so he'll go up and pick up the old man's award. So.
All right. Well, I know you also played at the NAIA level, and we've got other awards to present here. So I'm going to keep you here and put you to work. How about that?
That'd be great.
All right. Let's continue to roll on as we take a look here now at the Regional Coaches of the Year at the Division III level. And you see him right there, Ryan Souders from Calvin College. Of course, Souders 24-1-1 in his fourth season. Only loss came in the national semifinals. Ian Byrne, back-to-back Final Four appearances. Chris Brown, his third straight NCAA Sweet 16 appearances. Shane Rainier, second conference championship in the past 4 years. Mike Coven, his 43rd season. 43 seasons. Greg Olson in his fourth season. How about Jerry DiBartolo in his 33rd season? And then you see Ralph Perez on this list as well.
It's a great list. And the Mike Coven, I go back so many years with Mike Coven. Ralph, what else can you say? Ralph is a classic and a great guy. And, it's every level is competitive. Division III, Division II, and Division I, and it's always exciting to see these teams come through.
And your NSCAA Division III Men's National Coach of the Year, Justin Serpone from Amherst.
Justin's a great coach. Actually, when we were up at Husson, Jeff's team, I was his assistant coach. We went down to play them in the first round. They spanked us pretty good, and Justin's a great coach, and I'm glad to see him be National Coach of the Year.
All right, now you said you played in the NAIA. Talk a little bit about that as we go to the NAIA next.
Well, I played a long time ago, so in those days there really were no divisions. So we would play Carolina, Clemson, Duke. It's changed a great deal now, but there's fabulous teams in the NAIA, and they can compete with anybody. So.
And there are the Regional Coaches of the Year at the NAIA level. Tyler Brock, 10-4-4 in his 19th season. Matt Hodgkin, 8th season, former NCCAA National Tournament participants. You also see Nate Hauser, as he went 18-4-1 in his 7th season. Jamie Peterson, Adam Preston in his 13th season. Jimmy Hapton, 17th season. And then you've also got Richard Duffy on the list as well. And your NAIA Men National Coach of the Year, Scott Morrissey from the University of Rio Grande.
Yeah, Scott's a great coach, great place to coach, and he had a fabulous year this year.
All right, we'll roll on here now to the junior college level, as no one does it better than the NSCAA at recognizing coaches at every single level. We'll take a look here at your Regional Coaches of the Year at the Division I level, and you'll see Mr. Estrella on that list as well. The 10th season for him. They went 13-8 and won the Region 21 championships. Tim Rooney, 18-4-1. And you also see Martin Dell in his second season. And how about David Cosgrove as well? But it's Martin Dell who wins it. They go 24-1 in his second season. Of course, they win the national championship.
Yeah, great coach, and Lewisburg is always a tremendous junior college soccer team. So.
All right, take a look here now at junior college men Division III in the East. Trey Livingston, 4 straight District 20 champions. Scott Benjamin, 17-5, and he was a national finalist. You see Joseph Silvera, 9-3-1, and then the winner is Ross Greeny. Ross Greeny, your Division III Junior College National Coach of the Year at Oxnard College.
That's why everybody recruits out in California. Great players, great coaches make them, but great players out in California.
Up next, the NSCAA is proud to recognize the winners from the NCCAA, and we begin with Thiago Pinto as he wins the NCCAA Division I National Coach of the Year on the men's side. And also in that same conference, your Division II winner from Trinity Baptist College. Congratulations to Bill Brindley. Earlier, we recognized the Division I Assistant Coach of the Year. We also do the same for the junior college level. We'll take a look first at the NJCAA Regional Assistant Coaches of the Year. Scott Redding from Oxford College of Emory University, Mike Gillespie, Parkland Community College, Ryan Hodge, and then also Guillermo Gonzalez from Cerritos College. And your National Junior College Assistant Coach of the Year, what a job he did at Parkland College, Mike Gillespie. All right, congratulations to all of our coaches of the year on the men's side, but perhaps none better than Bob Reasso as we welcome you back in here, Bob. I mean, it's worth saying again, 25-0. I mean, any close ones in that run?
There were plenty of close ones. You know, actually our guys got very tight the last couple of regular season games because they were so concerned with going undefeated in the regular season. And then we kind of compartmentalized, next is the conference championships and then, of course, the NCAA championship. But down the stretch in the NCAAs, we had a tough game at Wingate. Great game. We came back late and won it. The game against Palm Beach Atlantic was unbelievable. We scored the winning goal in the last second. And then against Charleston, who had returned, they lost in the final last year, 3-2, and they returned 10 starters, a tremendous team. And we were winning up until the last minute and 30 seconds. They scored, and they had the first overtime, and then we got fortunate. We guys made some great plays, and we won it in overtime. So all the way down the line, great games, great competition, and very enjoyable.
Talk about the celebration afterwards. Did you hear from Alexi and Peter Vermees?
Yeah, you hear from all your boys. Actually, they didn't want to call me at first because when you're undefeated, nobody wants to call you because nobody wants to reckon
be the jinx.
They didn't want to be the jinx. So after it was all over, we heard from all the boys and all my Rutgers guys. They were calling me on the way on over here today. So yeah, I'll be back in New Jersey next week for the holidays, and a bunch of us will get together. So
well, 29 years at Rutgers. You look like you'd go 29 at Pfeiffer. What are your plans?
I'm enjoying what I'm doing now. You never know what you're going to have to do. But the good part about my team is we have no seniors, so everybody's coming back next year. So maybe we get a chance to take a run at this again. So that's what we're hoping for. So.
Could be a repeat. He could be right back here again next year. Bob Reasso, the Division II Men's National Coach of the Year, and also the undefeated national champions. We'll come back and take a look at the high school and youth coach of the year winners. That and more right here on NSCAA.com. Don't go away.